All right, what's up? I'm Andre, and I'm gonna be teaching.
Oh, wait, I gotta restart. All right.
All right, I'm Andre,
Yeah, what's up? I'm Austin. Yeah.
and I'll be teaching you how to Photoshop.
And I'm gonna teach y'all how to play some baseball.
Now join that video, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the great Kami, aka Andre, aka Mr. Serial Girl, aka Mr. Angelic right here. How you doing today, dog?
I'm doing pretty good, aka Ashy Daddy 3000, aka Perk Angle. You already know how it be, baby.
Oh, I love you, dog. So let's
you too, bro.
That one got you. You got yourself on that one. All right, so
that shit's funny, dog.
let's give the people an intro. We got a lag again, so we got to deal with that. But we met at the very end of high school, right?
Yep.
We
right around junior year.
I thought it was senior year.
Like towards the end of no, so it was like towards the end of junior year. Like we had like a few interactions, but we didn't really like talk.
Yeah, because you and I were part of that group chat. That's also how like I met Dylan a little bit better and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then senior year, you and
that's how we all knew each other.
Yeah. And then senior year, you and I had Miss Paxson for English class. You remember that class?
Miss Paxson, yo, bro, that class is dummy lit. she didn't like us. I know she didn't like us.
Absolutely not. It was her second year teaching English, and she was like this young, pretty teacher, and she just could not handle us. She could not get it together, and I remember she would cry a few times. And like, damn, I feel bad.
I don't even know why she was crying like that. I was like, you need a damn backbone if you're trying to teach some kids. Come on now.
For real. All right, so let's jump straight into it. We got a limited time, but that's all good because it's always love with you and me.
Oh, of course.
So if I had to tell people who Andre is, I would say Anthony Fantano, Mozart, and you up here, dog. You way up here. Anything music, anime, pop culture related, I know you are on top of it, dog, for sure.
That is me. Yeah.
So what you've been listening to lately? What's on the playlist?
So I kind of been dipping into my Anthony Fantano and been listening to Death Grips. I know I'm gonna get hell for that, but Death Grips do be going hard.
Yeah.
But besides that, I've been like listening more to like some jazz fusion, trying to get out of my space and just listening to hip hop and rock. I mean, there's still some good hip hop, but it's not as big as it was like around 2014 and 15. Remember when 2014 and 15? That was when everybody was coming out, like Kendrick, J. Cole. They all was having their hits. But as right now, it's like it's not really a whole lot of people that are coming out. So I've just been dipping into like old songs from like the 70s, 80s, 90s. Even when Daft Punk like broke up, dog, I was like, damn, I got to go back and listen to all their catalog now.
Definitely. And like when I think of music like you, like I always think of like Isaiah Rashad and like a J. Cole and a Kendrick. Is that like what you still like bump heavily when you do listen to rap and stuff, or?
Yeah, still a little bit of Isaiah Rashad and J. Cole. Not as much as J. Cole as I used to. I fell off with J. Cole, but whenever I hear Kendrick, I'm like, I'm jumping on to Kendrick. Kendrick, he's like up there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I took a break from Kendrick and J. Cole, but the homie Chris, who was on the podcast, he loves To Pimp a Butterfly, and he's like, bro, and I was like, yeah, I never like that album is like when I was like, I'm not feeling it anymore, like it's not for me. And he's like, bro, you gotta listen.
It's an album you gotta sit and listen to, and you just gotta like really pick it apart. When it first dropped around, what was it, junior year of high school, I was stuck listening to that in the computer class, man. I was just like, yo, god damn, this is making me feel emotional, bro.
It's beautiful. It really is. And I've been beating myself up like, damn, like I stopped listening to him because it went from like real quick in my head, it went from like swimming pools to like We All Right. And I was like, I don't like that shift.
Right, yeah.
and All Right was like one of the bigger songs on To Pimp a Butterfly, and I feel like that like really undersells what that album really is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's harder for people in the public to look at all the other songs that were on that album because of the themes he was presenting on. Like most of it is all jazz fusion and stuff like that. Because look at the people he had on there, like Thundercat. Shout out to the boy Thundercat winning that fucking Grammy. Let's fucking go.
Absolutely, and Freddie Gibbs too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he had like mad crazy amount of people working on there, like George Clinton and everybody. So it's not really a hip hop type of thing. He was trying to distance himself off of that from the Good Kid, Mad City, because that's pretty much what it was.
yeah, and like I feel like I don't remember back then, but I feel like it was also with like no warning either, because like it's definitely what you're saying. Like there's like true poetry in that album, and if you're and it's like what I told my friends, like I can't listen to this casually like at all, and it's not, I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. It's really just supposed to like present this message, and it just so happens to be through the style of rap and jazz and all these in this art form really.
Yeah, exactly. Like I could probably pick like only like a few songs to listen casually out of that album.
Absolutely.
It's not really a casual type of listening one, like you just said.
Mm-mm.
I think it's the same thing with Damn as well, because Damn is not a casual album either. Like I could only pick like two songs that you can bump casually too.
Yeah. And yeah, and Damn is when I started to come back, but like when the hype died down, because it came out and then I remember he put out a second version where the songs were played in reverse. I'm like, what's like, I don't get the hype. And then I listened to it, and it was really like I could relate more to Damn, just like the struggles of like your internal monologue and what outside society is trying to tell you. Like that's when I'm like, damn, this is why I really used to like Kendrick back in the day.
Yeah, I could see that. But with me, it's like the exact opposite. I'll relate more to Pimp a Butterfly,
Oh,
especially
really?
like, yeah, especially to like tracks like You. I think You has to be my favorite track on that album because it just like goes deep at how like depressed, how depressed he can be, how all the stuff that was negatively affecting him, as well as being a celebrity.
I really like there's music videos for them, but like I said, like I've only gone to it like once and a half. The two songs where the music video was like um oh, he's like chasing a girl who's like yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the other one where like he's yelling and he's in a room and I think he's like talking to the devil or something like that, or
That one's You.
yeah. That like those two songs feel like I get it. I understand now. I realize why when I was, oh, if it came out junior year, I was like 16, 15. No, 16,
Mhm.
17. And I realized I was like, no wonder I didn't listen to that. Like that wasn't for me at that time.
Yeah.
But now like listening to Damn and like and going back, I feel like that really helped me just like, yeah, I appreciate this way more.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Before I get to the nitty gritty, I want to say who would you say are like top 5 artists, or like artists that when they come on, like you're like, I gotta listen to it.
For me in rotation right now,
It doesn't have to be in like top 5 order, but like top 5 solid people in your in your music library. Where you're like, oh yeah, I'm bumping him.
for sure, it has to be Kendrick has to be in there. Then I'm really feeling Anderson .Paak. Anderson .Paak has been like one of my favorite artists that have just came out, and I'm really digging his collaboration that he's gonna do with Bruno Mars. So he's a must right now.
That's gonna be crazy. That performance they did, ooh, it's gonna be crazy, crazy.
It's already contender for album of the year if that's how the rest of it is gonna go.
Definitely, absolutely.
hmm
So we got Pac,
Um,
Lamar. Who else we got on there?
we got Pac, Lamar. I'd probably have to say maybe J. Cole. I wasn't really feeling his KMD one, but For Your Eyes was pretty good, and so was I'm always gonna think 2014 Forest Hill Drive is gonna probably be his best one he's gonna ever have.
Absolutely.
That's his top.
Absolutely.
That's his top for real. And Childish Gambino as well. Childish Gambino has been my favorite since junior high.
Hmm.
So to me, his projects have always been sort of consistent and they've been pretty good. I thought his last one was kind of a little bit, it's like kind of like a little bit of B-sides, but some of them were pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. So we got Pac, we got Kendrick, we got Cole, we got Gambino.
You got one more.
More. I probably have to go old school. I'll probably have to say Jay Z. I still like Jay Z.
Oh, really? I was not
Yeah.
expecting that. That one came out the blue for me. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why Jay-Z?
Jay Z he's been like the first hip hop artist I've always been sort of had a fascination towards because I'm from New York. So of course I'm gonna like New York music, and I just think the way his lyrics are, the way he rhymes is just something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
It's very smooth the way he talks. It's more of like a braggadocious type of talking.
Absolutely. It's like
And
elegant as hell.
yeah, exactly. It's elegant and it's just like very smooth at the same time. He's like, yeah, I can build you up with all this credit and stuff like that. He's teaching everybody how to build credit.
How'd you feel about 444?
I think 444 was a pretty good return to form for him because I hated Magna Carta Holy Grail when it came out. I was like, this
Really?
is straight. Yeah, I thought it was straight dog ass. I was like, this is
really
whack. Yeah.
Magna Carta Holy Grail for a while was like heavy in my rotation. Like when it first dropped, I remember I bootlegged it and I like did the zip file on my iPod and I was like all like that Frank verse, that like all that. I didn't like there was a lot of like gags and gimmicks like the twerk Miley twerk.
Yeah, there was a lot of more like it was like a little old crap of like the bling era. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. But the Frank Ocean verse for sure was one of the best. I really do like that song Oceans. But the rest of it, I was just like, I'm not feeling it. It's not really good. Like the instrumentals were kind of sloppy too. I felt like it wasn't Jay-Z's best. I felt like he was just like, I guess I'll throw something together.
No, absolutely. It was definitely like a weird period where like Versace came out and then Magna Carta. And it was like him trying to change a little bit. Like, oh, okay, he got Ross, he got Frank, he got some people on there. But like the lyrics weren't crazy. The story wasn't great. Like there's like I like the whole like him like talking about Blue because that's like around it came out.
Yeah.
And it was also him trying to be a father, but like he also didn't like that's not what the album like it wasn't on one thing or like an idea. It was just like, hey, by the way, new Jay-Z.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just all it was, just new Jay-Z. It wasn't really doing anything at the time. Like I remember when that dropped and then like everybody forgot about it within like a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And it also had like this
damn.
weird thing where like if you bought the new Samsung phone, you got it for free like a week early. It was something weird. It was
that thing with Tidal. That's when you would go to Sprint, you would get the phone and then you would get Tidal and then you would come with the album. It was the same thing with 444.
Yeah, he did with like T-Mobile too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what we're here to talk about. Before
Sure.
when I was telling you about this, I was like, what do you want to talk about? You said music and mental health. Because these are two things that are you and I've had different conversations, and they're both two things that are very important to us. So to make it easier, does music help you with your mental health? And is it healthy or unhealthy for you?
Oh, for sure. For sure. It helps with mental health for sure. I look at music as an escape.
Absolutely.
It's sort of an escape. I can put on something and just sit there and just relax and not have to stress about anything. Or it's good to help me when I'm trying to do other tasks or something like that, just to keep me focused. There's been times where I'm just like, I just can't focus right now. I need something on. I need something listening. I need something to listen to. It's a pretty great distraction, especially when like COVID hit. I was going crazy. I was just going mental. I was just like, bro, I'm going crazy. I can't stay in this house. I'm dealing with a bunch of college crap too, because college is piling on work. And then we had to switch from in person to online. Man, it was stressful. So I found music and a bunch of music that was coming out to be like really good de-stressors.
Yeah, let's talk about COVID. How was that? Because obviously you're a college kid. You're at your parents', right?
Yeah.
You're living with your parents. You're going to online, and you're such a social person that was taken away from you. And I'm pretty sure it had an impact on your relationship too. You want to talk about all those things?
Yeah, of course. So when COVID hit, I was working around that time. I was working at Fans Sports Apparel, which is in the mall. And right around that time, they were like, "Okay, you got to go. You guys all got to go." And I lost my job, so I was like, "Well, I lost all my income, and I barely get enough income to pay my car and all that stuff." So I'm like, "Well, I'm screwed now.
Mhm.
So what am I gonna do?" And then I was having to do back and forth to my college in person, which is already a pain in the ass. I was having to drive on the highway up at like 7 in the morning just to make it to a 9 in the morning class. It was ridiculous.
Oh, you leaving at 7 a.m. to make it 9 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. Hell no. Why?
Exactly, bro. For my degree, because the college that was close to me didn't have the degree I needed. And they were like, "Oh, just go over to the other campus." I'm like, "But that's a long ass drive." It was like, "We can't do anything about it." I'm like, "Fine." So
So
it was absolute hell.
yes, and I can only imagine. So what's helping you get through this? Obviously, we're not. The end isn't very clear to all this. So what have you been doing? And also, I want to bring back up what I said. Like, is music healthy or not for you? Because I know sometimes when I get in a mood, it's really appealing to put on like the most depressing song in the world and just like sit in it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get you. I think it would probably be the opposite for me when it depends on the song I have to listen to. Because if I'm listening to a sad ass song, I'm a straight up bitch. I'll cry. I'll straight up
Absolutely.
cry.
Yeah.
Like if the lyrics hit me the right way, I'm gonna be like,
Yo, I'm not. I swear to God, bro, it's not. It's not what it looks like, dog.
"God, Gambino didn't need to hit like that." Ugh.
But yeah, but is that like one of the only things? Is it the biggest things helping you get through this, or?
That's one of the biggest things. That, and I'd probably say drawing and video games as well have been pretty great de-stressors too,
Mhm.
because they're able to pass the time, and that's all I was stuck doing around that whole time the pandemic hit and everything was shut down. Is those three things, man. Just going back and forth with those.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
they've been pretty good.
No. When I know a lot of people probably come to you when they're stressed out because you're just such an amazing and lovable guy. I'm trying to gas you up here, bro. You beautiful. I
Appreciate
love you, bro. You a baddie. You a biddy. You know what I'm
you.
saying?
Hey, bro, I'm spoken for, bro. You gotta make me act up, bro.
Hey,
You got-
you know what? Hey, you know what? I'm trying to keep it
Hey,
together. I can't keep it together with you.
no, you got me feeling like Drewski, bro. Like, what you mean by that?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
Hey, bro, if you Drewski, I'm Jack Harlow. I'm trying to spit. All right, bro. Well,
Oh,
hold on.
God.
We're getting way too far off topic.
Hey, yo.
So do you recommend music to people who are going through harder times, or do you kind of get stuck with that? Because obviously music means different things to different people.
Mhm. See, I would probably agree with what you're saying. Is like music means things to different people. I'd recommend music as like a free form of therapy. It really is to me. Just with the artists I listen to, because I always have Frank Ocean on and Childish Gambino, artists like that. Those are always in my rotations, and they get me feeling some type of way. They get me feeling good. They're great de-stressors. I can say I can listen to an album from like 2015, and then I can immediately like, there I am, 2015 in high school, right there.
Yeah, yeah,
Like all that.
yeah. And I feel you. I'm the same way. Like, I remember when we were coming up. That's when White Iverson dropped, and that for me for years, it was just like the go-to. Just like, damn, simpler times.
Exactly, man. Like there's times when White Iverson be playing in my car, and I'm just like, damn, that was like right at high school.
Mhm.
Same thing with Congratulations. When Congratulations dropped, that was right when we graduated.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy times, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you know, you and I both came from a group and like have this sense of humor where it's like we don't address these type of topics, you know, or like
Right.
the way we do address it is in like super very small subtle ways. Um, and
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've always like lately I've been thinking like, damn, I really gotta do more. I gotta check in on people. That's like why like every now and then you'll get a tweet from me saying, damn, bro, you fine as hell. I miss you. Cause it's just like it's just because like damn, like I don't know about you, but I feel like guys just don't be checking in on each other like we should be doing.
No, for sure. I've had talks about this with a bunch of people that guys are really not open to talking about their emotions and things like that. I feel it's like some of us have came from households where it's just like it's looked down upon, was like we shouldn't be crying or anything like that. Because I'm most of the time we've already probably been in that situation. It's like, why are you crying? Men aren't supposed to cry. You better
Right.
stop crying.
Yeah.
And most of us keep it in, just refuse to open up.
Yeah. And like cry now. Because I'm about to bring something up that you and I are also specifically close in this because I don't know if I can do it. Damn.
It's cool, dog. It's cool. You got it.
You know what I'm talking. We had a friend pass away junior year.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like you and I weren't the closest, but we were just hugging at the funeral and just like, damn, bro. Oh, damn. We were just it was and I remember that was like the tone all of senior year. Like I remember you and I started English class and we had to talk about someone we cared about, and you brought him up, and I was like, damn, like he's not here anymore, and like
Yeah.
it was just a weird thing that like we just stopped talking about. And I remember on his birthday, which is Halloween, you and I both went to the memorial, and I was like, I remember putting on glasses because everyone else was crying, but I was like, nah, I don't cry, bro. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
damn. Ugh.
That's what I was feeling too when I had to show up on his birthday around that time. I showed up in cowboy boots and all that stuff. I hate wearing cowboy boots, but I had to do it. And I was just stone cold the whole time, man. But inside, I was feeling like, damn, bro, I just want to cry.
Yeah.
And I remember when the news first hit that he had died, that shook me crazy because I was hours before that, I saw he liked something on my Instagram because that was like around the time I was making them little animation videos of like with anime with the music in the background.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
had just liked one and it freaked me out. I was like, no, that's not my boy. That's not my boy who just gone. And that's what freaked me out.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but it was like the first person close to me that I'm like, I'm never seeing him again. Like this, he's gone.
Yeah, that's what freaked me out. I was felt the exact same way because me and D went to the same junior high together, and we all were in this whole close group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he was gone, I was just like, wow, what the fuck? That's like the first person I really lost that has been like super close.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
For context, our friend's name is Dijon, aka Curtis, and like most beautiful, loving person. Like I never saw him without a smile. He was just like a character. He was just a ball of light that like even if you didn't know him, you knew who he was. He was the
Mm-hmm.
guy with the long dreads, toned up, wearing basketball shorts and boots, just like making everyone feel great.
Mm-hmm. I think he was the only black dude in that high school wearing cowboy boots.
And with dreads, absolutely, bro.
With dreads too.
Context, when I first met him, I would always call him Mike G from Odd Future.
Yeah.
He had the voice, he looked like Mike G. His dreads weren't as long, but I'm like, damn, bro, that's Mike G. And I remember for the longest, I didn't even know his name because I was just like set on like Mike G, bro. And he was cool with it.
Mike G.
I remember you remember on a graduation, they had a spot for him, and like it was like as soon as like I was starting to forget, it came right back up, and I was like, damn, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He was a baby. He was 17.
17.
And it was just like, damn, bro, he didn't even see it. He didn't and I'm gonna break down.
It's good, bro. It's good.
It was just like Yeah, and
This-
connecting it back to mental health, like our group of friends back to men. Like I remember, I won't say his name either. One, I don't know if he came up to you, but one of them came up and he was like, if he saw you crying right now in heaven, he'd think you guys were some bitches. And like looking back now, I'm like, why would you say that, bro? We at the funeral. Like, what are
We
you?
at the funeral. What kind of bullshit?
Yeah, he's just laughing at you guys right now. And I know he was trying to keep it lighthearted, but it's like that's not what I need right now. I need my friend right now.
Got to read the room, dog.
Yeah. And I
I,
feel
re-
like
I remember that exact saying that he said too, and I felt so angry inside. I was like, man, that is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life, man. You see
yeah.
all of us crying, bro. We're fucking kids. Of course
Yeah.
we don't cry.
Yeah. And like, oh, I'm getting chills about it because it was just it was like that funeral, that whole process was just like the darkest thing I've ever been into. Just like the
Right.
atmosphere was just like heavy. I remember
Yeah.
walking into the room and like the casket was in the front and I just like felt sick. I was like, oh, this is not real right now.
Yeah. I remember that whole day. I was just anxious. I was like, before we even went up there, I was already anxious when we went to the first viewing, and that was already just pain. It was just, oh, bro, it was just the worst.
Yeah,
Like I felt sick.
I couldn't go to those. I remember seeing the videos and just like throwing my phone because I was like, nah, bro. Like I couldn't. I remember so he passed on 4th of July. He was swimming and just couldn't make it back, and the currents took him. I remember July
Mhm.
5th. Like I woke up to the news, like people posting about it, and I hopped on my skateboard and went straight to Savannah's house, who was like the closest to him by far, but in anyone in school. And I remember her eyes were just swollen from just crying, and like I was gasping and just crying, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And like and you were right, we were kids and there was no one to talk to about this. Like no one. I remember our school started like this whole, what was it, what was the, we had yellow wristbands, you remember that? Bowie
Positive
positive.
buoy.
Positive Bowie.
Yeah.
And like that's just not the way you go about this with kids,
Yeah.
because like he was a staple in the school. He was
Yeah.
everywhere and at everything, and like the most the school did was just like, hey, here's a hashtag. And I was like, what is this? Like, no, we need
Yeah.
like a picture of him in the middle of the hallway. Like this is weird. This is not right. Like this, he was an
Yeah.
angel.
Because what it did, like towards the end of our senior, it made it look like, oh, they forgot.
Yeah, and the whole Positive Bowie, it's because he always had a smile on his face, and that whole thing just evolved into like a school branding thing. And I was like, my friend isn't here on this earth anymore, and
Hmm.
I don't care about your hashtag.
That's why I would get pissed whenever they had their pep rallies and they first showed that off.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I walked out of the pep rallies, man. I was just like, I'm not listening to that bullshit. I'm not
Yeah.
listening to that.
And since
And I would get pissed too because there would be kids in the school too that were like, man, this is Positive Bowie bullshit. I'm like, you don't even know like the context, dog. And that's what kind of gets me heated too.
I wore that bracelet until graduation, and I remember this little kid in church like ripped it off. I almost strangled him for it because it was like the only thing I had like correlated to him. Like even now, like if you look in my bedroom, I still have his like funeral booklet because I'm like, this is it, bro.
Yeah, I have this whole funeral booklet. That's when I got that camo hat senior year because I'm like, that's like, because I was walking around Marshalls and I was like, I saw that camo hat. I'm like, that's my man's right there.
Yeah, I got
I was
pictures of you
wearing
in
that.
that. I'm
Bro,
pretty sure
I still have it.
when I first got my iPhone and stuff.
Yes, bro. I still got that picture too.
I'll try to see if I can find. I'll put it up. I definitely still have it somewhere. But like, yeah, and like I said, like we were not okay. Our friend group was not okay, and it was just like his family was not okay either.
No, for sure, man. Like I would go to visit his family a few times, and it's just
I didn't have the heart.
I always felt that pain that they had. I was like, damn, that is just terrible, man. That is terrible.
Yeah, and God bless his mom because like she still uses his Instagram and like every on his birthday and his anniversary of his passing, there's always something of him, and like it makes me feel better because I'm like, okay, like I still got my homie.
Yeah, yeah. Like I still have like we had invited his whole family because we were close with the family. We invited them to my sister's 16,
Mhm.
and they were partying it up and all that stuff. I was like, it's great to see y'all. Like I love seeing you guys. Whenever I see you guys, I get happy.
Yeah, and I always around that time, like I try to check up on you and the guys and be like, "Yo, you guys okay? You guys good?" And I know I don't do
Yeah.
the best because like we're just adults and I'm not even in Texas anymore. But like I hope you know, Andre, and this goes for everyone that like I want the best for you, you know. And fuck, I don't want to cry, but it's just like,
Don't cry, dog. It's good. It's good, bro. It's good.
but I just want you guys to be okay because like there's things I will never tell other people that you and I talked about and what I've had with other friends, but it's just like we don't get checked up on. Guys don't check up on guys anymore, and it's like we're falling into pits, and then we wake up one day and someone's dead again, and we're like, oh, what could we have done? Like the same thing happened with Juan. Like yeah,
Yeah, bro. Wow. Talking about Juan, man. Like, I wasn't that close with Juan like y'all were, but like, he was someone I still associate with, and I was like, damn, that's a punch to the gut.
yeah. I won't bring up his story because that's just a whole different. Yeah, but yeah, I saw him like exactly a week before it happened, and I remember we were talking about things. I'm like, and like I did the same thing, like, bro, you good? I'm like, what are you good, dog? What are you talking about? Like, get over
Mhm.
it. And then, yeah,
But that's the thing, bro. It's like with all of our social circles, we're like, just get over it.
yeah,
Just get over it. I mean, what
yeah,
you worrying about, bro? What you stressed for, bro? Get some
yeah.
bitches on your dick.
And that's like, yeah, and it's like the worst thing you could tell somebody.
Yeah, it
Terrible.
is. Because when I really thought about those words, and I'm like, oh, just us saying that, just telling them to sweep it under the rug and get over it. Like,
Yeah, and
fuck
then
that.
balls up in a person, and then it becomes from like, oh, homie's sad to like, oh, he doesn't come around anymore. Like, no, he's on the edge of it.
Depressed, dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially with all three of us being Hispanic, like that's just a whole different conversation.
And it's I feel like it's always with us minorities too. It's harder for us to open up
Absolutely. Damn. Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure if any of us tried to open up to our parents, they would be like, depressed, bro. You better depress these dishes, dog. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. And like I'm not even trying to laugh at that because yeah, it's like that for a lot of people, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
just
that
want
for a
to,
lot of people, and it's sad, bro.
yeah. But like I said, I'm happy you here, bro. I'm happy you doing good. I want you to
Yeah,
know I'm
I'm
here
happy.
for you no matter if we're 1,000 miles away, a mile away, 1,000,000 miles away. You always got your back, bro. And it's always love. We used to do this back in high school
It's a
for the
big
ring
ring
game.
gang, boy. I don't got the ring, but big ring gang.
Yeah. I think I'm the only kid in college still wearing their high school ring, but it just
Nah,
means
dog,
something
I still
different.
be flexing with my ring whenever I go to campus and college and work, bro. I'll be flexing it.
Yeah, I ran into Marquise. He's in the military now, doing his own thing, and like as soon as I saw him, he did this. I was like, "Damn, bro, that's crazy."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But before I end this, because we're running a little long, I wanna bring up that you and I had our own podcast episode, and I have no idea where it is. Like I
I
remember
know,
I
bro.
I had a different podcast like freshman year of college, and like me and the homie were going through it, and I was like, man, forget all that. I scrapped it, and then you and I filmed, and like it was like an hour of just like us talking about music, and I really wish we can do something like that again, like on this format, because
Oh,
like
yeah.
you approaching music is just like a different level. Like you on the frequencies of sound, my boy. Like like I said, bro, Fantano, Mozart, you up there, my boy.
Appreciate that, yeah.
Yeah. But But yo, hey, thank you for getting. Sorry it took this long for you to get on, but it's just like it was one thing after
Don't worry
another.
about it, dog.
It was me moving. It was the distance, me staying here, COVID, and then it was like, damn, bro. Now it's been like 3 years,
For sure, yeah.
and now
Same thing with COVID, man. Because you were on my ass, like, oh, bro, get on your YouTube, start uploading.
I'm
like,
still on
yo,
that.
I'm
Dude,
trying.
you reminded me. I'm gonna start tweeting that today. Be like, hey, bro, we just filmed.
Yeah.
Where you at?
I'm trying, dog, trying to get all my stuff to film, but capture card ain't working, man. So I'm like, oh, come on.
I feel it. Hey, but hey,
Bro,
shout out to
when you told me, dog, when you told me to start filming, I had like 4 videos already, but they just refused to upload. I'm like,
I'm dead. But yo, also thank you, because everything I do, you are right behind me, supporting me, bro. You like one of the biggest people coming out of Texas, supporting the podcast, the Human Climate Therapy Session, and I just love you and I appreciate you, dog.
Of course, dog. It's all love. I gotta support the homies, bro.
Yeah.
You got love for the homies.
Yeah. So I think this is a great note to leave it on. I'm just gonna end the recording and we can still chop it up. But ladies and gentlemen, call me the great Andre, love of my life, big sexy out here.
Big boy Diesel, you feel me? Call me Ashy Daddy 3000, boy. I got no kids, but I can be your stepdaddy, boy.
Hey, shit, I forgot about the stepdad. All right. Give your final goodbyes to the people.
All right, you know who it is. It's your boy Ashy Daddy 3000, Perk Angle. You feel me? From the north. You feel me? Nah, but for real, y'all be safe out there. Be safe. Get tested, bro. Get that vaccine.
Absolutely.
Get what you doing, bro. Try to get your stuff together, bro.
Absolutely.
Be there for your homies too. Stop being a bitch made hoe. Telling your friends to stop being sad. Get some pussy or get some dick.
We kiss the homies out here. We kiss the homies
goodnight, bro. You feel me? I'll be tucking them in the bed, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Now, I hope you enjoyed that video, the little presentation we had of us.
Man, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all learned some. Peace out.
Oh, yeah.